suppose you've been wondering where's I been.
Well, you're gonna tell us anyway, so where the heck were ya?
Well, you're so right. Well, I've been on a trippy experience, and it's a metaphysically musical meeting of the minds. I jumped into my preferential transportational mode, and I fluxed on over across your country to the land of lush hills and valleys of towering trees and mist of West Virginia to experience the presence of the man, Topper himself. Woohoo! Then on my way back westward, I did a stop and shop with my co-pilot, Enio. Yowza! Woohoo! And, oh, here's the best part. If that wasn't tripsicordial enough, I'm flashing on my day of creation, or in Earth terms, my birthday.
Your birthday? How old are ya?
None of your beeswax, but I'll tell you anyway. Well, in Earth terms, I just jumped space and I'm 70. But on my planet, my home planet, I'm 4 Zackies old, which means I'm just a sprite in Earth terms. Woo. So, anyway, buckle up, you gardeners, because here we come with another episode of Return to the Perfumed Gardens with me, Rik Strange. We're going to cover a lot of ground today. Sit back. It's going to be a long one. When ain't they? And it may be a bumpy ride. So, welcome one and all to another episode. And, let's see. So, over the woods and through the trees and across a big old bridge, my first encounter of the third kind with the man himself, Mr. Topper, took place in, it's called Princeton, West Virginia. Many moons from here, I must say. This was his home base through most of his colorful existence. Well, you know, what can I say about this whole thing? The top was exactly how I picture our meeting to be. You know, he is this soft-spoken, gentle cat, and totally together musical sage. Wow, you know. In other words, he did not disappoint. We spent the time together exchanging notes, many that I would say, on our lives, and then partook of some local amenities, chow, I would say, and some crate digging. The house of platters that we were able to visit was called Cheap Thrills. So before I go any farther, let's viddy up to some scene or two from us crashing the gates of the Cheap Thrills record store. Oh!
All right.
Okay. Hey, everybody out there. I told you about the road trip I was going to do.
Yes,
I came to see the man.
Hey,
Check it out.
meeting of the minds.
Or the mindless, on my
the
case.
mindless, yeah. We're waiting for the sky to crack, you know. It's going to happen. We know it.
We're going to try some digging. And we'll keep you posted on how all that goes.
Yeah, see the sign up there. Cheap Thrills Records, Princeton, West Virginia.
See you in a bit.
All right.
Hello, Cheap Thrills
So
Records.
it's not on now.
It is. How can I help you?
Cool stuff.
My son used to work here, by the way, for a while, for several years. I like the way they've got the price sign over there, strategically put on there.
Well, natural. You don't want to offend it. Let alone what the music's going to sound like.
Yeah.
Who that's going to offend. Just digging away. I got this one. Got Love. Try that one out.
Oh, let me go.
Got Everybody's Gotta Live. This is a cool song. I like this song.
Definitely want to get this. Mono mix. Pink Floyd.
Nice.
I've heard that one in mono. It's real good. Size.
Alright. I'm looking for a copy of.
And he didn't. What was the catch on that one? It was some kind of a pressing that was a little different. There's a different song on there that's not on the normal ones, and he didn't realize it. When I bought it and I took it home, I'm going, "Hey, this is that real cool one." He's like, "How much you pay for that?" So I'm like, $10. You got me on that one. So okay. Not like you didn't get me on the other one.
I tell you, now every time I see Alice Cooper, I think about Stoner because, you know, his wife was a big Alice Cooper fan.
Yeah.
One day I shipped him some Alice Cooper.
Oh, well,
That's some years ago. Oh, he was thrilled.
He just loves that stuff.
Yeah.
He got that one from the last one he did from Detroit, the Detroit music that Cooper did. It was like bands that, you know, were from.
How you been, man?
Detroit. Well, how about some of that? I like that. You know, this was a cool little oasis along the journey with Topper, going to this store and digging. It was great digging with the man. This whole get-together was also enhanced by meeting his charming and effervescent wife, Bonnie. Ooh, great lady. And also the chip off the old licorice pizza, his talented, and I must say talented, son John. A good time was had ball. I'll let you know about my finds next time round the sun. So as I said earlier, I made a flyby landing in Cleveland, Ohio to check up on me co-pilot Enio. He's taking a respite there until we get into some more journeying off of your orb. And we got into some catching up, I should say. Ha! And also jumped into the deep end of digging at a really far out place called Separate Reality Records. Wow. Both of these places that I was at, are on the internet. So Google them and check them out. As no surprise, Mr. Enio turned me on to a few new discs I need to acquire. Whew, like I need any more. Now, finally, on with the show. As could be expected, I spoiled myself with a few gems. Duh. Okay. Okay, you plate of neutronic omelets. That's a new one. I like that a lot. Here's our first Star Busters. They were calling themselves Christopher. Now, they were one of these Texas bands that popped out in the late 60s. And they ran with the likes of the 13-4 elevators and the moving sidewalks and all that kind of good stuff. They moved or migrated to LA and morphed into Christopher. They're originally called United Gas, I meant to say. They started out as a band called United Gas, which is pretty far out. I like that. But they moved to LA to bigger and better things. And so let's rip this joint with a cut called Dark Road. Just tighten your chin straps and feel the G-force as we hit orbital velocity. Josephus. Whoa! Wow! I mean, whoa! Let me tell you. Hey, this, what you got here, this ain't no ebb and flow of the tides here, baby. These guys are a tsunami of psychedelic acid rock of the finest kind. So we're going to look at the cover.
Angle it.
And keep the glare off. Because we got some new, we have some new equipmente that we're testing out today to shoot our vids, and they came brought it with us. So that's the front, there's the back. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this here. Let's see. Well, it's a three-piece band, and there's a cat named Avitz on guitar, there's a guy named Walden on bass, and a drummer named Doug Tull. There's two other drummers that play on this record, but Tull, he would stay in Texas when Avitz and Walden split and went to the West Coast. They went to LA to make this record complete, and it's the only existing material that they did. Unfortunately, it would have been great, but here's a trick. Mr. Tull, not Jethro, but Doug, he played in Josephus. And if you know Texas, you know Josephus. Anyway, dig that. That's pretty cool. These tracks on this platter come from 69 and 70. And this record itself is considered a holy grail from that hippie psych scene. You know, I don't usually say grail, but I gotta say I've been chasing this comet for a while, and I must agree. Happy birthday to myself. This record gets better every time I play it, man. Every time. Pricey, the dollar signs, but I'm worth the cost of admission. Yowza! So next on my patently waiting list for my platter chatter is a 65 Seattle gang who blend or bend folk and jazz and blues and early psych into a lava flow that was bucking against the tide of the local blaster scene there, which was Garage City, man. I mean, we had the Sonics up there above all the rest that were just shouting everybody down. And the band that we're talking about here is they shall henceforth be known as the Daily Flash. Woo! So after gigging around the Seattle area and creating a small but loyal following, they packed up their gear and split for the Haight-Ashbury in '66. They played the Avalon and all the local scene there, the Matrix and the rest. I should have brought a poster with them on it. Unfortunately, I was absent-minded professor. But anyway, the local scene in San Francisco, and then eventually they moved down to the Strip, but they were really fit here. They fit. They were all about the dance thing, and their blending of all these. The folk rock thing still hadn't evaporated in '66. It was still pretty popular, and so you can compare them a bit to the early Airplane, but not with this cut I'm going to play. It's more of the psyche, delicky thingy. So here's a shimmy shimmy cocoa puff called Jack of Diamonds. So place yourself into a lucid and trippy state of life and mind, and let's bend some spoons and dance the night away. Pop City, baby. We're going to look at the record. Here is the cover. This is on the Psycho label. Ha! How appropriate for me. There's the front. There is the back. Nice little summation, I should say, of what's going on. I want to say it's European pressing. No. Oh yeah, it's from England. Okay, I searched for this one for a long time. This is a anyway. Get on course, Peak. Anyway, in their home world of Seattle, they were considered alternative psych. But in the land of flowers, love, and mind-altercating things, they fit the scene of things, baby. I mean, I really dig this comp. This is their, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 45s, 3 45s with backsides, A and B. Cool stuff. It's a really good comp, and on the second side, they were able to freeze dry 2 live performances, one from '66 and then one from '67. So that gives you a true version of where they were going. Actually, let me mention something. Come here, you get whoa. Herbie Hancock did the Cantaloupe Island, which is the long, really long instrumental that really proves out their validity and their musicianship. It's cool stuff. You know, I'm flying yeah, awful early for that. I'm flying 5 by 5 on the application of these boys on my tea table. Dig it? You got to get this one. I got this one when I was digging with the Enio, and it was a good find. I'd been searching for it, and it just wouldn't be anywhere except on some weird high-priced site. Anyway, we won't mention any names there. Oscillating towards our current position next are a British crowd who moved to Germany, and they blister-packed a conglomeration called Neon Pearl. Whew, I love these guys. The band consisted of Peter Dunton on drums and vocals, Rod Harrison on guitar, Bernard Jenkins on bass, and there was a keyboard player from England that was already in Germany. They were in Berlin, I should say, so you get an idea of where they landed. The keyboardist's name was Peter Bender. Do you know any other letters? I don't know. How about B? Oh, forget it. Anyway, they solidified in June of 1967. And to say these asteroids weren't experimental, that's an underwhelming statement, baby. Let's tiptoe through the turquoise sea to dry land and hear a chapter from the high-frequency blast-off called Wait and See. So lace up your space pants and let me know what you saw when you... say is, kiss your mom, but don't kick the baby! What? Yeah, South Park. Well, this whole epical conglomeration of an LP is a dreamy is one big word to put in there. It's kind of mysterious. It's a vibrating psych floating mass. I mean, you know, let's look at the record before we get much further. That's the front. And the back is pretty much nothing. There is a very cool insert, which I can't get out because I'm fumbling. Listen, kids, I've been suffering from some serious transportal time warpage from my getaway. So you have to bear with me. That's why it's taking me so long to get this together. Anyway, so what? Shut up. Okay, anyway, let's see, where was I at? Well, anyway, all these tune skis on this LP are demos from this band's really short lifespan, which was from June to, I think, November or December in Deutschland of '67. They came back to England, they broke up, and disappeared into the dustbin that Peter Dutton would use to create his next endeavor, which was called the band was called Please, and then there was another band he was in called T2. And he was also in a really cool outfit called the Flies. Now, they all did 45s, so I'm just going to throw this in there that these are all worth checking out. All those bands, check them out. But this record is really good. It doesn't take off at 90 miles an hour, but it cooks really well. I'm not kidding you. So, you know, if you search all this stuff out, and it's just a really groovy escape. I like this. I've been looking for this. This is another one of those things that I found when I was digging out there. You know, price. Anyway, just if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. I'm telling you. Anyway, so you're still here? Well, ho-ho! Let's just do one more find on my escape from reality, which is every minute of every day. This one comes from a cluster of deep space gases that I've been chasing for some time. Getting my greasy mittens on this very noisy, very, very dronish and raw, hysterical, floating love barge. Just rearranges my sock drawer big time, man. Woo! It's called The Electronic Hole. Alright, I'll wait. And it's by a gentleman by the name of Mr. Phil Perlman. Now, you may recognize his name from two Otter LPs he did. The first one before The Electric Hole was Beat of the Earth. Very cool record. Very hard to find. And the one after this record was called Relative Clean Rivers. And I know I've seen that out there on the YouTubes. People have been buying that one. That's also a reissue that you can get. And this particular record snuggles in between the second and is a concept talent search. Wait, what? Yeah, it was a concept album, but it was also him trying out new musicians that would wind up on his next LP, which was Relative Clean Rivers. How about that? And he liked this so much that he put it out. Dig that! Ah, I'm digging it. Let's peruse a cut called Love Will Find a Way, Part 3. I'll drop you off at the market and pick you up later. And oh yeah, will you give me a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread before you come out? baby. I mean, wow. What can we say about this? This is nothing, if nothing else, but a wall of fuzz. I mean, like it's dronorama on top of that. I mean, my two favorite ingredients for losing my mind. Whew. Okay, so let's look at this for a second. That's the cover. This is an original issue, and oh baby, we won't go into any of that. This I found digging. They're out there. If you look, see the back is just a clipping from a newspaper. It doesn't really. It talks about how they don't want to. The city council of that particular city that this is from didn't want teenage dancing. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the devil music. Anyway, let's talk about this. Where do I start? Okay, so what I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself, I said that he created this wall of fuzz. Now, the thing is, it's really far out there. To do this, he plugged his guitar, and this is from 1967, 8, somewhere in there, into a child's musical amplifier. So, you know, we're talking some little plastic thing that kid could plug his little plastic guitar into and strum it and make banger noise. But he overloaded it, and it just fuzzed out, and it was so très cool. Oh, what an idea! I mean, it's like Hendrix when he was sinking speakers into buckets of water. True story. When he was recording Electric Ladyland to see what underwater music would sound like. Dig that! You know, this is what we got going on here with the electric hole. Electronic hole. Not the electric, but the electronic hole. So, you know, along with that fuzz business, there's oodles and oodles, I mean oodles of noodles, of sitar. That's the third ingredient. And there's all this trance-inducing business going on. You know, for me, it answers all the questions concerning my mental calliope mind box. What does it matter? I know what I'm talking about. Who knows? I dig it, and it works for me. I think the record would work for you, being that it's a continuous side one and side two. It happens. It's really a happening thing. This is a searcher. Find it. It's worth it. You know, it's tough finding stuff in the find us out there in the skyways, because they're getting thinner and thinner, and all these cats are out there flipping stuff to make big money. What can I say? You know, you take the love out of buying records. Anyway, well, gardeners, catch your breath, because that just about covers our daisy field for now. Except, and I forgot to show this last episode. This was the album cover for our Barbara Music last time, which was Donna Lauren, and it's the Beach Blanket Bingo. Beach Blanket Bingo soundtrack. Okay, but today, what pray tell am I playing today? Well, get this. It's Jackie Gleason. Now, let's back up here a little bit. This background bumpus is called The Now Sounds for Today's Lovers by Jackie Gleason. And if you're as old as space dust, like my person is, you'll know all about his stint in The Honeymooners. To the moon, Alice! Ha ha! He also, after he split from that show, he went also on the TV and created a comedy show with all these little short sketches, kind of like an early laugh-in kind of a thing. But the best part was when he played a bartender, and one of his clients was, and I believe this is correct, his name was Mr. Frank Fontaine. I might be wrong, I might not be, but wow, what a voice that guy had. And he'd sing at the bar while he was acting like a goofball when he wasn't singing. He was like kind of like a Gomer Pyle kind of a thing. Well, anyway, check that out. Go on YouTube, Google it, find it. This particular LP is one of a pant load of LPs that Jackie did with the Jackie Gleason strings. This record's from '68 and is so nutso because he adds all these. He's got a sitar on there. He's got a tabla player. He's got the African drum finger piano kind of a thing. All this cool stuff, and he adds it to these string arrangements of contemporary music. It don't work, but it's so far out that it's cool and it does work. Huh? Duh. Anyway, so all that's left for now is to say my road tripping was more than I could have hoped for. And I had a wonderful experience with the Top, and got to catch up with Enio after not being able to see him for some time because we ain't been shooting the stars lately. I have, but he's been landed here on your planetoid doing his thing, and I'm all about it. He's a cool co-pilot, very knowledgeable. So, take good care, my co-pilot Enio, and to my record digging sage, the Topper. Woohoo! I say thanks for the experience, and Top, until we will meet again, I say be well. And I also say to everybody out there, it didn't appear that this orb could get any wackier, but it just did. Oh! Ha! But I ain't giving up on it. Pass on a little bit of love. That's all you got to do. Pass it on. Don't be a bonehead and argue with everybody all the time. Try to understand somebody else's point of view if it exists in your world, please. And I love you, and I want to thank all my new subscribers because I got a few, and that's all cool. I'm not shooting for no 10,000 subs. I get them, I don't. I just am happy that people are watching it and checking out my stuff. And notice I didn't say junk. Drop the needle, play it loud. That's what it's all about. So till the next time we meet, and we will, remember, we are all one. Peace.